Boo!
Wow, that was kind of messed up.
I have to create the ambience for today's live stream, man.
Yeah, I mean, you said you had a countdown, but I just thought it'd be just some quick numbers on the screen and then cut right into it.
Next time I'll try to make it more simple. Next time I'll try to go like a little, what was it, polka dot door, Pee Wee Herman. Maybe I'll do that kind of thing next time.
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe somebody watching this wants to give some feedback on that and let us know if that works for this type of subject matter.
Exactly. Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. We are two geeks and we are live.
Yes, we are.
How's it going, Spoonie? Spooky Spoonie today?
Pretty good. I've got my trusty heat pad on because I'm expecting some chills today. Well, we'll see.
Hey, if it's working properly, right? If it's helping you.
Yep.
I got my sunglasses on because I'm being weird. I'm being extra, apparently.
Well, you can't let the people see the fear in your eyes.
That's exactly it, man. And there's a lot of fear to go around today. And one of our regular viewers already advised to me that she's not going to be watching any of the live stream today because she doesn't like scary videos. So sorry, Vanessa won't be joining in today.
Oh, that's okay.
It's all right. But one thing she might join in for is one thing we do every single start of our live streams. Spoonie, it's been almost a month since our last stream. Walk me through.
Yeah.
What have you watched? What have you read? What have you?
Well, I've seen some horror movies recently to try to get myself in the spirit for this thing.
Nice.
I subscribe to that Shudder platform.
I used to have that for free. Why? In a free trial.
Yeah, it's a couple bucks a month or whatever. It's like an offshoot of AMC. I don't really care about AMC, so I just get like the Shudder part of it. They have some good original movies. I saw something. It was called not the Severance, the Sacrifice or something.
Okay.
It was about this woman comes home to sort of take care of her dad's dying, and so the dad passes away, and the mom starts. Anyways, they start doing this ritual to try to bring the dad back to life, and at some point they kind of have to go into like the underworld to get his soul, and it's a pretty freaky movie.
Okay.
And besides that, stuff that clearly is not that memorable if I can't really remember it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, I guess it kind of jumps into the spookiness, even though it's not scary and that's not horror related. Yesterday, I started watching the first 2 episodes of Fallout on Prime. So,
Oh yeah, I saw the first one. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the show goes. I mean, I've only ever played Fallout 3, but I mean, that game was, to be honest, that was a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But the casting's pretty good. I mean, I'm a fan of the actor there, Walton Goggins.
Mhm.
So anything he's in, I mean, I haven't seen White Lotus yet, but a lot of things he's in, I try to watch.
You've seen Justified?
Yeah, no, actually, I haven't seen Justified. I watched
Oh
the
my
Shield, though.
Oh my God, Justified.
Yeah.
Okay, I might be a little biased on this. I love the idea of it. Is basically this guy's like he works for the U.S. Marshal Service, so he's kind of like a modern day cowboy, and Walton Goggins is in there. They used to be like childhood friends, and now it's kind of like the main guy is Timothy Oliphant.
Okay.
He's so he's like the marshal, and then Walton Goggins is playing his like childhood friend who's kind of gone down the criminal road. And some really good performances. I think it was like 6 seasons, maybe 7 seasons. I recommend the show for anybody watching this, or even just you, Boomer. I definitely think it's worth checking out.
Cool. Yeah, no, I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I know that Vanessa and I were constantly trying to find things, you know, when we're not working to try to watch together. So
Yeah,
maybe we'll check out Justified, because we did start watching. Like, we got to watch the second season, but we started watching that show with Sylvester Stallone.
it's like Tulsa. Yeah,
It's not bad. Not a bad show. Like, I really like the first season. It's kind of like Sopranos in a sense. And I'm a big fan of Sopranos, so I don't know. Apparently Stallone is one of those Trump guys, so I'm treading lightly now on how much I watch of
Well, you
Stallone
know,
things.
Stallone's got this image as kind of like a meathead, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, the first Rambo, you know, First Blood, which is based off a novel, and even the second one, there were some surprisingly like emotional moments.
Mhm.
And Rocky, there was a lot of heart in that movie.
My favorite film series.
And you know, you think from the surface, it's like, okay, this guy's a soldier and he kills a bunch of people. This guy's a boxer and he just beats people up. But there's like there's a lot of heart and soul to
Oh yeah.
these movies. So it's kind of
Oh yeah.
surprising because from the outside, he looks like a Schwarzenegger or something, just like some ripped dude,
Mhm.
muscle head. But there's a lot of depth to
Yeah.
at least the work he does.
But you could kind of say the same thing too, I guess, about Arnold Schwarzenegger. In certain projects of his too, Schwarzenegger is like there's story there and there's depth to the character. Like, okay, Conan, I love the Conan movies, but it's just fighting for fighting, right?
Yeah.
But even Predator, and
Oh,
yeah, speaking of Predator, that segues us into horror.
yeah, that is technically a horror the thing is, like, I saw it well after the fact. I I try to imagine what it would be like to be in the audience thinking you're going in to see some kind of like action movie in the jungle, and it turns out to be this sci-fi thing with an alien hunting them.
Mhm.
Because I don't know if maybe that was apparent in the marketing materials when it first came out. But that would be a real twist if you're in the theater and all of a sudden an alien shows up.
Yeah. Amanda's Crazy Life Channel. Hi, Spoonie and Boomer. Hey, how you
Oh, hey,
doing?
Amanda.
Thank you for joining us today. Hope you're ready to watch some scary videos with us.
Yep.
So, I compiled a playlist. We're gonna get right into it. I got some stuff from Nuke's Top 5, some
Great
Mind
channel.
Monkey, like all these stuff, and there's even a video I compiled a video back in the day on my sister channel that I really should be updating, but like I don't know. So okay,
All right, we're getting some demands to just play the thing already.
that's right. All right. You guys ready for the first video? Let's watch the first video today. Share my screen. All right, here we go. You guys ready?
Yep.
First video.
I'm pretty sure this one is fake.
I mean, pretty fake, right? Pretty fake.
It looks realistic though. I got fooled for a sec.
Look, there's another one.
The stuff they do with AI these days, I'm telling you.
I hope that got you guys warmed up. All right, let's actually start checking out the videos, guys. I thought I can get into my YouTube app. I'm going to open up my YouTube very quickly. There we go. I'm going to get into the playlist. Just give me a moment, guys. Don't worry. Okay. So, I know I'm not sharing anything. You guys are probably wondering, what are you doing, Boomer? I'm getting it ready. Here we go. Okay, so let's get the first video set up. Why? Oh, there we go. I'm just going to scroll forward a little bit. Gotta love the ads, right?
On church.
So there's a video in here that I want to talk about. I don't know if you've ever heard of the.
This one Nukes?
This is Nuke's Top 5. This is about.
The creepy shadow figure in the back of the church.
Okay, so
Yeah,
just a little context. This is from about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. Yeah, exactly, Amanda. Scooby Doo. So this is about 4 or 5 years ago. This is Mario Lara. I don't know if you ever heard about him. He opened up a Mexican. He's in Mexico. He opened up a piñata shop. And
I've heard the basics about it. I know you were asking before. Yeah, I've just the basics kind of.
I honestly, what we're about to watch is one of the most baffling things I've ever seen, and I'm not sure. Like, I to this day, I'm still on the fence. It could very well be fake, but nobody's watching anymore, so it's okay. We're gonna watch together.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
Let me know what you think. If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught
Shout out
something
to
great,
Geeks
contact me
Top
at
5.
nukestop5 at
Probably one of the better
gmail.com.
ones out there.
The party's
Here we
over.
go.
Facebook user Mario Lara was very excited when he opened his very own party and event store in Guadalajara, Mexico. However, soon after moving in, strange events started to take place inside the store. Mario claims that one of the piñata dolls that they sell at the store frequently falls over and even seems to move on its own.
It's like a Dora the
After
Explorer
continuous
doll.
unexplained activity, Mario decides to lock the
Now, is
piñata
it
in
this
the store's
specific doll?
restroom
Like,
and
is it
broadcasts
just
it
where the
live
doll's
on
position,
Facebook.
maybe, or
Esa piñata que tenemos ahí
it does?
Don't
It does
know.
look
es
kind
la
of
que-
creepy.
sospechosa, la verdad es que no sabemos si
I
de
thought
verdad
typically
sea-
when they make piñatas, they're like
sea
cartoonish
Dios,
and stuff. This
esté
looks like
diabólico, ¿qué onda?
what do you call it? An
Pero esa
effigy,
piñata
where
Yeah.
they make somebody and then they burn
amanece
it.
tirada,
Yeah, exactly.
es lo que es.
Also,
raro.
what's with the toilet
Pero
with the candle on it,
lo
like a little
raro
shrine?
Es
Did the
de
ghost
que
do that?
otra vez,
I know, there's
¿no?
some of the things in this video that just does not add up. Just
Porque esta piñata yo la dejé parada. La
man, his
dejé-
crazy life was ready for ghost videos.
Te voy a levantar.
Maybe she'll come back.
La dejé así.
It clearly is
Like,
Moana,
I
though, right? Like, isn't that
La dejé
Moana? Or...
cerrada.
I thought it was Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, actually,
Pues yo la dejo
probably.
así.
I thought it was just some
La dejo
generic
así y-
young girl, but
y-
you're right. I think
Look at
Yeah,
super
it was
O sea,
nice.
siempre que le hemos
Buzz
dejado acá,
Lightyear
siempre que
and-
le hemos dejado acá,
Pikachu.
that Pikachu's the
Sale,
stuff of
güey.
nightmares.
y vuelve a
Did you see
aparecer
Superman?
siempre tirada.
After leaving the piñata in the restroom for a while, he returns to check up on it.
Mira, vamos a ver las hijo de su-
Ooh.
Wait, so he left a lit candle in a room, in a closed room?
He left the pinata in a room. It was up against the wall with the candle. He walks in and it's on the ground. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. That's a little sus, okay? It's like, pinata could fall, man. Like,
Well, and I think the problem is because like you and I make videos and stuff, so we have kind of an understanding of like editing and how you can kind of cheat things. Like honestly, unless it's a live stream, and even then, I think you should be skeptical. Like if there's any kind of cut between scenes, I always like what was that guy? Houdini, I think?
yeah, yeah.
Like he wanted the paranormal to be true. That's why he was such a
Mhm.
skeptic, because he wanted to rule out any possibilities so that the result is
Yeah.
something creepy. And I don't know. I find it hard to watch stuff like this where it's not a continuous take.
Now, but here's the crazy thing, though, okay? You think this is the craziest part of the video? No, dude, we gotta keep watching, okay?
Oh, okay.
We've got to keep watching, okay? Because you're just watching this, like, okay, a little pinata fell down in the bathroom.
Yeah.
No, I swear, by the time this is done, you're gonna be like, what the fuck was that? Let's just keep, okay, we just got to keep watching this.
Es lo que les digo. Ay, mi corazón. De la piel, chinita. La piel chinita.
Of course, there's that. I should, I should send them to you since you got the premium.
Yeah, maybe.
Just
Well,
as
for
he
next
claims
time.
on his Facebook, the piñata falls
Besides,
to
if
the
we're using
restroom
these
floor.
channels footage,
Now,
I guess
of course,
they don't
this
really
can
make
simply
any money
be
off
gravity
that.
at work,
Well, no,
and is
'cause you're
certainly
playing
not
the thing.
evidence of
So they still get
anything
ad revenue.
supernatural.
Yeah.
But then things start to get truly bizarre. Late one night, Mario receives an alert from one of the store's security cameras that movement has been detected inside the store. Fearing an intruder, he immediately checks the CCTV footage. He is shocked by what he finds.
Are you ready to see
Yeah.
some of the possibly most compelling ghost footage ever captured?
Oh, I gotta see it now.
All right, here we go.
Isn't that just a display?
Uh,
I mean, you've got something like that. You got off like Amazon or something, right? Your little turntable thing. Sometimes
yeah,
you make
exactly.
videos and
Exactly. Oh, just wait.
One of the piñatas that's hanging from the ceiling suddenly starts to move and then just violently spins out of
okay.
control.
Yeah, I see it is
before
hanging. I thought it was
finally
on like a
slowing to a
platform or
halt.
something. I didn't.
Cut to another day at the
I
store,
like-
can see
and
the
security
wires and
footage
stuff
shows
now.
one of Mario's
Okay.
workers
I thought it
busy
was on like a
stocking the
little
shelves
platform that was
when something
rotating.
very odd happens.
There could be something up.
A pack of plastic trays is launched off a shelf towards the worker, sending her screaming and running in fear.
Could be
Another
real.
night, and Mario receives a late alert from his security cameras that, once again, there is movement in his store. When he checks the CCTV footage, he finds something truly terrifying.
Spoony?
You know, when that stuff flying off the shelf, I've actually kind of experienced that in real life.
I don't discredit that.
Like about a year ago, my wife and I were just sitting watching TV, and all of a sudden, for no reason, 2 books fell off my shelf. Now, it wasn't like, I don't know, maybe there was something shook the house and you know, stuff fell. Everything was calm. It's just these 2 books kind of just like, I don't know what happened. It's not like they were on the edge and all of a sudden they tipped. I can't explain it. So when I hear about that kind of stuff, I don't know, because I've actually seen it and I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Here, okay. Before we continue, the most, I don't know how to explain thing I've ever seen in my life. I remember one night I was talking to my wife too, and we were talking about my mom. I think it was like a year or 2 since my mom had passed.
Okay.
And my cup just slid across the table.
No kidding.
My wife seems to think that it was it was on a glass table, fine, but she seems to think that it was like the condensation, the water that moved it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. I don't know, because it just moved slowly from one spot to the other. Just right after I spoke about my mom, and I was like, clearly I had some kind of paranormal experience right there.
Yeah, no, I believe that. Going back to an experience, well, it was my wife had it. My father passed away a couple years ago, and sort of she had this dream, this really vivid dream where he like came to us and he was like talking to her, and then like a day or 2 later he passed away. So it was kind of like he lived in a different city than us at the time. Unfortunately, his health was bad. He couldn't travel. It was right at the beginning of the lockdown and stuff, so just traveling anywhere was awkward.
Yeah.
And you know, you always think, oh, there's going to be more time, but the fact that she kind of had this like dream about him, like, and then he's dead within 24 hours. You know, could be coincidence, but I feel like there's some kind of like connection through the universe, something.
Definitely. Like that, I'm really sorry to hear that, though. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it happens, right? I'm at peace with it. You know, nothing unsaid, so I'm glad he's not in pain, and that's about it. Yeah, he had like a double hip replacement, and his lungs were failing because of chronic smoking, and just not a good place to be in.
No, I understand. I mean, like, I feel you completely, because my mom passed on in 2021, so not much more far off. So I do feel you, and I do understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
But I think we need a good laugh. Okay. Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say we need a good laugh is, I don't know if you're gonna think this is. Let's just watch the video and let's see what you think. Let's see your takeaway, okay?
Oh yeah, I forgot we were watching something.
I've been wanting to debate this scary video for the longest time, so here we go. Move it back just a little more. There.
In his store, when he checks the CCTV footage, he finds something truly terrifying.
Here we go. Tell me if you see it.
Wait, was there a person there?
Keep watching.
Yeah, there was.
Look! When I first saw this, I was like, no fucking way.
Mario says on Facebook that after watching the footage, he, quote, wishes he had it. The horrifying skull-like face of something seems to rise up from under the pile of piñatas stored in the middle of the store.
Okay.
Mario is shocked to his core. Cut to 2 days later, and in the middle of the night, Mario gets yet another security alert. Again, something is in his store. Something moving. But this time, the CCTV camera footage doesn't reveal anything. So, Mario decides to go to his store to check it out in person. He broadcasts the entire thing live on Facebook as he investigates.
Live
It did not
or live?
go well.
Right?
Yeah.
Walmart, subscribe to save.
Sorry.
It's like savings on repeat.
Hey, at least
You guys are gonna get more-
Geeks is getting some ad revenue from this. So
Next time I should just download the videos. I don't want to take away any Android from anybody. We've been there before with lagging on the phone.
yeah.
Pues bueno, voy a apagar la luz y a irnos. Voy a... Uy, escuché un ruido por allá. Bueno. Ya no está la... Quitamos la veladora por cuestiones de seguridad.
Oh, there we go.
There's Moana again.
Y pues todo normal.
That is
Nadie me
Moana.
quiso acompañar.
100%. That's a great
Did you see
movie,
that?
by
Did
the
you see
way.
that? Well, yeah, it is. Did you see that though?
Unlike Mario's previous live broadcast, this time his stream is glitching and lagging severely. He hears an odd sound coming from somewhere inside the store, and when he looks up, he is horrified.
Did you see that?
Okay.
What
Yeah.
appears to be the same figure he captured on CCTV only 2 days earlier seems to be hiding in the shadows in the rafters of his store, staring down at him. Mario makes a run for it and soon after just turns off his Facebook Live midstream. After this last terrifying encounter, Mario has decided to take a little break and is now on vacation far away from his store.
Now this was 4 years ago, so more videos have popped up. But I've like, okay. So to answer your question, so that's what you were saying. Yes, Moana is a fantastic movie. I haven't seen the second one yet, but Moana is a fantastic movie. So it made me laugh when I saw Moana, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I loved Moana. But yeah, what do you think, man? What are your thoughts on that?
There's a couple things that go through my mind when I see that. Unfortunately, first of all, that it could be faked with CG, or I mean, some kind of visual effects program. It could be. I like this idea. It could be like a spiteful employee that's just trying to mess with him. Makes a copy of the key, comes in after hours, starts moving things around, putting on a weird mask, and
Bought a Michael Jackson mask, you know.
Yep. But like I said, it's hard to when you're getting lag or whatever, when the stream is not consistent, it's really hard to tell. I mean, I don't know. Now, I don't know how Facebook Live works, but is there not some kind of chat that appears on the screen while you're streaming?
I thought so. I
'Cause
really
I thought
did.
it was weird that if this was live, there was no stuff going on.
Yeah. So the flying off the shelf, the spinning, okay, maybe. But like you said, when it gets to that skeleton with
Yeah.
hair, it feels a little too good to be true. You know what I mean? When they say things are a little too good to be true, it normally is.
You know that song, I heard it through the grapevine?
Yeah.
There's a line in the song where they say, believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. And I think that's really true.
Yeah. So
Because more than ever now, like some of these AI deepfakes, like I've seen like these supposed street interviews that, people do on YouTube, where they'll go down where people are drunk and they'll ask somebody on the street some weird question. I've seen a couple of those that look really good, and they're 100% AI.
okay.
So now more than ever, I'm seeing this stuff and I'm really skeptical, because I'm looking for, how could this be fake?
Yeah.
Because I want it to be real, and because of my own experiences and stuff like that, and like stories I hear from other people, I do believe that some of this stuff is possible. But then I also wonder, are they playing any of it up?
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you the question. Give me a second here. Okay. I'm gonna ask you that question, Spoony. What do we think?
What, overall on that video?
Fake or real?
Do I have to pick one definitive answer? Because I feel like it's a little bit of both.
Right.
So, I mean, if I guess the point of their argument is like the Moana doll, then I would say fake. Like if they're just like, well, the Moana doll is moving around,
they disappeared.
Like if that's their argument, then
Yeah.
no, it's fake.
Yeah.
But considering all the other stuff, I don't know. There should be like an in-between option. Question mark, maybe.
Fair enough. So I agree with you. In this case here, I think maybe undecided still.
Yeah.
On the fence. Makes sense. Okay.
No, a lot of times the ones that are fake are like really obviously fake.
Yes. Which that brings me to the next spooky video. So, and my theory on this one, this spooky video, is a woman who thinks she looks like Dua Lipa. And I think that's what she's trying to do here. So let's get ready for this one. Okay. Add to stop. All right. Ads like crazy. Okay. At least this time I got the video set up. Okay, so this is Scary Comp we're going to look at right now. And Scary Comp is a channel kind of like Slaptam, where Slaptam posts every 2 days or so.
Yeah.
Scary Comp does the same thing. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Okay.
Enough. It looked like they weren't alone. The creepiest moment came when a shadowy figure peeked out from behind a wall. When the man approached electronics, and theory per phone battery died. Paranormal was. An Instagram user named Victoria Guadalupe was creating dance.
But even look at the bottom there, Dua Lupe,
recording herself
like
she had done
no.
countless times before. But during one of her videos, she unknowingly captured something truly terrifying on camera.
And she does look like Dua Lipa. I mean, I even showed this to my wife. It doesn't like spooky,
Yeah.
but I just like beginning. She's like, yeah, she does look like Dua Lipa.
Just a
Did you
few
see
days
that?
Okay.
Loud
Yeah.
banging echoed through her home. Curious and unsettled, she went to check, and what she caught on video is bone-chilling.
More bone chilling than the last one. You know they say never to open the door if a spirit's knocking on your door. You see
At
that?
first, everything seemed
Yeah.
normal as she looked outside.
Now,
But the moment she closed the door, a mysterious figure appeared, standing silently right behind her. Was it something real, or a cleverly crafted hoax? Either way, it's deeply disturbing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
Not buying it. She didn't show us what else is in the
Below.
room. We just
That's
see
the
her
thing,
standing in
man.
front of a door and then open the door. The guy could have been behind her the whole time, just ducking down.
you know what I mean?
Oh no,
Like,
he would have entered the frame after because they did show a little bit outside.
this to me looks a little too good. Like,
Can you take it back a couple seconds, like so we can
Yeah.
get a more clear view of her body?
yeah,
Not for pervy reasons.
it's okay. I figured.
Okay, play it a little bit. So,
At
is she?
first, everything
Who's
seemed
holding the
normal
camera?
as she looked outside, but the
That's the good question.
She's
moment
not
she
holding
closed
it.
the
It's
door,
not a
a
selfie.
mysterious
He's not
figure
holding the
appeared,
camera. It
Who's,
doesn't look
who's
like.
holding the
standing
camera? There's at
silently
least one other person in the room.
Oh yeah, clearly. Look, she's. Look. Look. No hands are on the camera.
No, and it's moving. It's tracking her. I don't think. I mean, maybe she's got a giant tripod with the thing on it, but I feel like there's somebody else
Well,
there.
How would it, dude? I have a ring light on a tripod right here. This thing doesn't move. This thing is jacked up like crazy. But this thing doesn't move when I move.
Yeah.
You know, and I could put I was able to before. Now I can't, but I was able to put my phone in there. But it never moved when I moved. It wasn't sensory detecting.
Now, I'm sure you could buy something that you could rig up to do that to track you.
But even let's go back a little bit here. Right here. Right here. Come on, man. Tell me. It's like, come on.
I feel like it's a little too overt. The videos I think that are really interesting are the ones where it's like some subtle thing gets knocked over, where it's like it's not until the guy replays like the ring cam footage that he sees this crazy thing happen. Like what are the odds this what is this, a demon? Let's just say that. What are the odds this thing would appear in?
You know,
I don't think they tend to target normal people. So unless she was involved in some like ritual stuff, yeah, I don't know. The thing is, like, you almost need to have a little bit of like media literacy when you're doing this stuff, because again, you need to think about she's supposedly alone, right? Hearing creepy noises. Who's holding the camera? That means there's at least one other person involved in the production, because that's what it is. Whether it's professional or amateur, you're still producing content.
but she's clearly got a selfie stick right here in this one.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I
But
agree
it's,
here. She's probably.
But it's like when she pans back, like if she goes, that thing is standing perfectly still. Okay. Look. She moves. That thing's not even moving. And I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen so many scary videos to let you know that even if there's something behind the person, as the moment it gets caught, they duck out of camera.
Yeah.
So
I I don't know what else to say about that. I'm gonna say fake.
I gotta say fake too. I agree with you, man. I think that this is just I think this chick, sorry for the lingo there, I think she's just trying to be an influencer. And I think she's rolling with the fact that she looks like Dua Lipa.
Which should be enough. You don't need to go spooky then. You look enough like a celebrity. Should be enough.
Well, after I showed my wife this, she made me aware of some other woman that looks just like Rihanna on TikTok, and she's been rolling with that the whole time. So,
Yeah, why not?
I could just as well pretend to take my camera and be like, "Oh, what is that noise? What is that noise?" And then right behind me, I could literally crop in a picture of some spooky-looking thing.
Yeah.
You know, like anybody can do that.
Well, nowadays, when you see still images where, like, oh, in the background, they were taking a family photo in the background, there's who's this spectral being? That I don't believe any of that stuff anymore.
No.
Maybe if it was like a photo from like 1890, but like anything within the last 30, 40 years, there are computer effects you can do to make that look real.
That's why when like Slapped Ham, he shows, photos of paranormal
Yeah,
stuff.
I've seen.
No, I'll skip.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. I saw one the other week, and he was showing a photo, and I was just like, "Come on, man, that's so easy to fake."
Yeah.
And like, I don't want to speak for you, but like, I'm not even like some kind of like YouTube tech pro. Like I know how to make thumbnails and stuff. And I think if you gave me enough time, I could figure out how to make that kind of ghostly effect. You crop out part of the body and then you fade it. And...
Dude, take the picture, duplicate it, reduce the opacity.
Yeah.
You got yourself a ghost photo, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Blur it a little bit too. So yeah, it's easy to fake these kind of things. And yeah, I agree with you, Miss Dua Lipa wannabe. Sorry to say, but I agree with you. I think it's fake, personally.
Yeah, because again, she's like the first one where she has the selfie stick and she's supposedly alone in her apartment. How do we know that? Also, there's creepy music and wind effects going on. She would have had to add those in post, unless these sound effects naturally occur in her apartment.
I know, right? Like,
so
I think this one was creating a horror video for the sake of creating a horror video, to be honest with you.
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that kind of entertainment. But this is not passing this smell test.
No. All right. I think I've shown you this one before. I sent it to you by text, but it's still a goodie. We got to watch this one. All right. You ready for this from Mind Junkie?
Which one is
I think
this?
you recall I may have sent you this with the Exorcist doll.
Oh, right.
Right. Let's take a look at this. This one I call bullshit on, but let's just watch and see.
Dolls are one of the scariest things I can think of, but Enrique Grossi, a paranormal enthusiast from Brazil, is fascinated by them. He's been collecting dolls for years, and in his opinion, the creeper the better. However, a doll he recently found in an antique shop has really been testing Enrique's limits for the past couple of nights. Enrique, who lives alone,
right off the bat, you're
telling
telling us it's an Exorcist doll.
coming from his doll collection room. And late one night, the noises happen again. Wanting to capture it on camera, Enrique quickly grabs his phone and hits record. What he captures is like something straight out of a horror movie.
At least for him. Come on!
Isn't that the doll he just bought?
That's the doll he just bought.
It's clearly a prop.
I love how Mind Junkie doesn't even realize, doesn't even mention that it's a...
Oh, okay. Okay, there was something behind it.
There was. Look.
I thought...
peeking out from behind.
Yeah, I thought it was the doll itself. It's like, okay, what is it moving around?
Enrique bolts for the front door.
Clearly somebody who was watching was like, nah, this is too intense for me. Got by.
Whatever this was.
Come on, though. Come on.
The doll is still sitting exactly where he left it. Many believe the
How do we know that?
Didn't you want to get rid of it?
Well, I don't know. I heard sometimes you try to get rid of these things and it makes it worse. Like you have to basically destroy it or whatever.
These
Fair.
noises that had been disturbing Enrique
Because if
night
this,
after night,
if
were
whatever's
signs
attached to
of
this like
something
latches onto
trying
you,
to
then
break
you're kind of
through,
screwed.
something
Yeah.
tied to the doll. And now that it's finally revealed itself, it may not be willing to go back into hiding. So
Could just be a little
let's just
kid
hope
that's
Enrique
about
has
the same height, just crouching behind the doll.
But that's the thing. Like, that's what I'm wondering to myself. Because, like, what makes it all fishy for me is the fact that at the beginning of the video, Mind Junkie doesn't even say that it's a prop or anything from The Exorcist. He just says he buys a doll, and that's clearly Reagan from The Exorcist. Unless I'm crazy, but you and I are both horror movie buffs, and that's clearly Reagan, right?
Well, I think that's probably one of the most famous moments in movie history where she's, and she's with the crazy puke, and that movie was iconic. Apparently,
Really?
when it came out, people were running out of the theater, having heart attacks. They were so terrified.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's, I don't know, you're either playing off the fact that maybe your audience doesn't know the movie, or you're assuming that, this movie's iconic. Who doesn't know this movie? I don't even need to mention it. It's so obvious.
So do you need me to play a little again to get your opinion, or you think you've seen enough?
No, I've seen enough. As you mentioned, we kind of took a look at this one before you sent it to me.
So, all right. I gotta do it every time. Every time we watch a video today. Reagan
Fake.
McNeil doll with the ghost behind it. Real or fake? What do you think?
Fake.
Fake, huh? I agree. I agree with you. I strongly think it's fake. So, if it was some kind of like Victorian doll or something like that. Oh, this doll's been passed around from generation to generation, and it belonged to my grandmother, passed to my mom, now me. I'd be like, maybe there's something there to it.
I just, why would a spirit latch itself onto something that looks like some crazy demonic thing you wouldn't want to have hanging out in your house? It's a cool prop, but I wouldn't have it out as like a conversation piece.
No.
Because it is kind of creepy. Typically, like you look at the Annabelle doll, and that's like a Raggedy Ann doll, right?
Yeah.
I think they prefer more like innocuous things that look more like I don't know, child friendly or something you wouldn't necessarily like.
Mm-hmm.
If crazy stuff started happening in my house, the first thing I would destroy would be that Reagan doll. Like if stuff started going off, I just assume it's coming from that.
Things start going crazy in my place, I'm going to destroy my Spider-Man right here.
Well, is there a story behind it?
Yes, actually. A former friend of mine picked this up from somebody who was selling it because his son didn't want it anymore. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not from like some estate sale where some guy died or...
No. I mean, unless the kid put some kind of scary juju on Spider-Man. I mean...
Nah, probably not.
But I think what the biggest, strongest case for me for that video being fake is the fact that when they set up the clip, it's like, he just picked this up. There's no backstory to what the doll went through. It was just scary doll, bought it at like a flea market, man comes home with it, and it's haunted.
Yeah.
Come on. It's like something... need a little more, you know what I mean?
Do you remember, I don't know how long ago, it was like a trend on YouTube to order like haunted dark web boxes, like off the dark web. People were buying like Dybbuk boxes and all kinds of weird stuff.
I remember
and
that.
So a lot of that was just so obviously fake.
Same thing for Randonautica.
What's that?
Do you remember the Randonautica challenge during lockdown?
Oh, right.
That was I feel like a lot of that stuff was really fake too.
Yep. It's easy to do now, so why not?
Oh yeah, 100%. All right. Let's go back to Nuke's top 5. Take a look at a cryptid video. What do you think? You ready for a cryptid video or supposed
Yeah.
cryptid?
Because those are more likely to actually be true. There's all kinds of stuff on this planet we don't know about.
Oh yeah, look, we're watching spooky videos, and Spoonie's feed is starting to cut out.
Uh-oh.
All right. Of course, I go back. There's another ad, so you guys have to bear with me. You're watching the video after. Okay, cool. Here we go. So.
The Casper Mountain Crawler. TikTok user Isaiah Harris and his cousin Brock are out on a hiking trip on Casper Mountain in Wyoming. In the middle of the night, as they're crossing a bridge, they start to hear strange groaning noises that seem to be coming from underneath the bridge. Isaiah pulls out his phone and starts to record as they go to investigate. What happens next is downright terrifying.
Me and my cousin took a hike.
I'm just going to say something before we get further. I don't know if you agree with me, but I love the way Nuke narrates his clips. That's why I think he's the best of them all, because of his voice, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's definitely had to do something with that voice. You got to make some kind of channel.
Oh, yeah.
That means that we're close.
And what we found was the most
Can't see the
terrifying
city
thing
anymore,
we've
but...
ever witnessed.
Oh, I hate when the AI reads the...
Me too.
Dude, did you hear that? You didn't hear that? There's something under there. Bro.
We're debating, like, should we go or not? Yeah, because that's the thing to do. Go check on it.
Oh my gosh. Dude, hold on. Let me go first.
You hear something growling, and you're like, I'm going to run head first, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, it could even just be like a raccoon or something. I wouldn't want to go after it.
Right. Like, I don't want to get tangled up with a raccoon nor a skunk.
Or whatever.
Man.
It could be anything in there.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be some kind of cryptid.
No.
Some bizarre pale humanoid shape can be seen lurking in the darkness of the sewer tunnel. The two hikers just make a run for it.
So...
I mean, I think there probably definitely is somebody in there.
Yeah.
Whether it's some kind of how would that even be a cryptid? It just looks like some pale guy with maybe a loincloth or something, some kind of shorts.
Yeah. Was it Jane Silent Bob Strike Back, where he tucks it in and he starts doing that weird dance, Jay?
Yeah, from the Silence of the Lambs.
Exactly. That's what this reminds me of, man.
Actually,
that's right, Buffalo Bill.
So what? This thing was supposedly making the growling noises?
Apparently, it looks like Slender Man is taking a bath.
It could just be some crazy homeless guy. Like,
could very well be. But there's more. There's more to
this.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Let's finish it then.
Isaiah posted his spooky experience to TikTok, and the video instantly went viral.
It's the thing that the
viewers
thing is
were
not even
skeptical
moving.
about the
That's what it is.
sudden cut at the end of the video. So, Isaiah posted an update to explain.
Now here.
So let me just explain something. I actually film on 3 different apps at a time to film my videos. Last night, I was trying to film everything on Snapchat. So whenever I recorded, whatever I recorded, I wasn't gonna just sit there and record it because I was running for my life, okay? And I'm not trying to be funny about this. Literally, I was puking. Like, I mean, opened his door mid-drive and vomited. I don't know if it was because I was genuinely terrified or if it was because I was running so much, but I did. But I did manage to screenshot what was under that bridge and enhance it for you guys, and I'll show you that. Yeah, let me just tell you, I've never been more terrified in my entire life. I can't even look at this picture right now. For you guys saying that it was like a friend or like somebody else down there, it may have been a homeless guy. I heard that theory.
See?
But I do not know what he would have been doing down there, but
Yeah.
naked. Maybe
Even if it was a real person, the fact that they're crawling around in there naked, that's
Now, after
kind of
many
freaky.
requests, or
Yeah.
some might say
Yeah.
dares, from his viewers,
I'd almost
Isaiah
rather
and
it
his
be some
cousin
kind
Brock
of like
decide to go
cryptid
back to
creature
Casper
than
Mountain
another
and spend
human.
the entire night
There's that whole thing,
camping
would you
out
rather,
in the
for
spooky
women,
woods.
are you safer in the woods with a bear or a man?
We're doing it. We got the 4-wheeler in the back, tents, and a hammock.
A lot of them say you're safer with the bear.
Yeah.
So we're gonna spend the entire night to try to find whatever it was that we saw last night. We're up on the mountain where we did see it, kind of close by. There was a waterfall that's kind of more down the mountain, but we're gonna try and find it tonight. We're gonna be up all night. No sleep. All right, guys, we're here. We're about to unload the 4-wheeler, but have some fun. Kind of just camp out for a little bit. We got our site, and yeah, forgot your axe. This is how we do it down
I
here
like
in the
that this
wild.
guy's filming a lot,
look at that,
and
right?
he's using like a modern camera. I
Yeah.
hate that there's videos that come out in like 2023 and they look like they're from like a camera from 2003.
Yeah, like a potato quality camera.
Like who has like
Yeah,
a
that's
like
actually
a
kinda creepy. Look, hope
was
it
it 140, 140p or 180? Like who even has cameras that bad anymore?
I know.
I know
right?
you can get like burner cell phones and stuff, but I think even they have better cameras.
Mhm.
You're about to scare me. Brock, please don't scare me. Oh my god. So he's got this terrible lighting. Oh my goodness, but we're literally trying to land the force real quick. We're just walking back right now. And like we're legit, I think we're lost because I don't have any idea where we're at. Do you know where we are?
Whoop.
Dude, oh hell no. Okay, y'all, so we're back at camp. We didn't really get anything. We've been out here since like, what, we started looking at about 10, and it's already like 2:30. Sorry, guys. Maybe we can come back up here and film another one, but I don't know.
Other than some creepy footsteps, Isaiah and Brock don't really capture much of anything that night. Or at least, that's what they thought.
Right.
Because, did you see it?
You know where
There
we
was
are?
something.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, oh hell no. Spooky.
This high. You're right there.
Right after they hear footsteps, someone or something can be seen running through the trees, hiding in the dark. So, Isaiah and many of his viewers believe that some kind of strange creature is living on Casper Mountain. Some even believe this thing to be a skinwalker or a rake. But who or what
Oh, the rake
do
is
you
bad.
think this is?
You better hope
Let me
it's
know
not that.
down in the comments. What waits?
So,
Like I said, honestly, it might even be scarier if it was a real human living out there.
right?
Some guy that's just like, I'm done with society. I'm gonna go live off the grid in a cabin in the woods somewhere. And
Yeah.
I mean, in the video, we saw one of his friends streaking, like not naked, but like speeding
That
through the
guy was
woods.
totally high, man.
So it's, oh yeah, that too. And like, yeah, the guy said the first time they saw it, he started throwing up, and I'm like, they probably just took some bad mushrooms or something. I don't know. Like the fact that he showed one of his friends kind of running through the woods, and then later on they're like, "There's somebody else here." How many people went camping with them? It looked like at least like 2 or 3 guys. So they're like, "We're lost." Well, where's the other guy? Also, again, we don't know that they're lost. We're taking their word for it.
Exactly.
It has been known that the narrator is unreliable, that the point of view character is not the truth. Like I saw that Tom Cruise movie Oblivion recently.
Okay.
I rewatched it, I should say, and the whole thing is he's like the villain for most of the movie. because you think the idea in the movie is at some point aliens came and they like destroyed the Earth and stuff like that. And Tom Cruise is part of the last of humanity on the planet. The rest live up in space. And he's got to monitor this station and defend against the scavenging aliens. Well, he ends up finding out later in the movie that the aliens, the scavengers, are actually humans, and that he is a clone that was designed by the aliens to sort of interface with other humans.
Okay.
But he was designed and is working for the evil aliens the whole time. And then at some point when he figures that out and he finds out he's a clone of one of the resistance leaders, then he kind of, switches sides. But he's the main character, so we watch the movie and we assume everything he does is right. Yeah. But we find out, no, he's not working for the humans. He's working for the bad guys. So, it makes you wonder, like, the narrative they're presenting here, like, oh, we're lost in the woods and this thing is following us. Like, we don't know how many people came camping with them. We don't know, there's too many questions I have. There is stuff in the woods, and like, I hear about a lot of stuff coming out of like Appalachia and stuff like that.
Which we're going to take a look at something like that in a couple of.
So I definitely think there are things in the woods in certain parts of, especially North America and in Canada. We have I don't know how many acres or hectares or whatever, like square kilometers, square miles of forestry that's just untapped, unexplored.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows what's in there?
So you think it's fake, basically?
Yeah, I don't feel like there's enough stuff to even have more of a question mark for it.
I think that the first part is fake. I think that the rake thing is fake. Like, I think he could have added that post. You know what I mean?
Or just had somebody in the tunnel.
Yeah, that too. I think the second part might be real, but I don't think it's a cryptid. I think it's more like a crazy, maybe it's just a homeless person, right? Or somebody lingering in the woods. That's what I think, maybe.
Well, you've seen the movie Wrong Turn?
Yeah.
There's like 6 of them. The first one was good, though.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like crazy hillbillies living in the woods that cannibalize people.
Yeah, so
that doesn't mean that this thing out there is friendly and they're safe.
Listen, that's another topic we can show another day if you want. If we want scary people caught on camera, like scary people caught on camera. There's a lot of that, but that's why I really think that was. I just think that was a scary person caught on camera, and I think that person was so far from them. They were like, "Fuck it, we're getting out of here," and the person didn't have their opportunity to. So maybe just a scary person, not a scary cryptid. You know what I mean?
Well, you could say it's a scary situation.
Yeah, that too. But again, probably fake. But like the first part probably fake. The last part probably more realistic with the intensity of what were that person's intentions. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
Let's go back to ghost videos.
The reason especially I feel like at least I'm open to cryptids and stuff. As an example, I recently YouTube recommended a video to me. It was like the 9 most forbidden places on the planet. Okay. And one of them, it was called like Movile Cave or something. Movile Cave. It's in Romania. Okay. They found it, I think, what did they say, in 1974 or something like that. And it's, when they found it, it had not been open and exposed to the world for more than 1 million years. They say you need permission from the Romanian government to go in there. They said there's been less than 100 people total who've gone down in there since its discovery. The atmosphere is like completely alien because these things evolved without any sunlight, without oxygen. So these creatures, like, they produce methane and they use that to sustain themselves. It's literally like another world. Wow. So, I mean, there's tons of stuff down there we haven't categorized. Yeah. There's another place was called Lake Vostok. it's buried under some like glacier in Russia. You have to dig like 5 kilometers down, and there's an actual like lake or mini ocean underneath the ice. And again, it's got all these things that we've never documented before because we've never had the chance. We haven't had the technology or the science to get to these places.
Yeah.
But now that we do, we're finding stuff that, you know, they evolved to not have eyes because it's complete darkness. They've got these other little antenna and stuff to pick up vibrations, and that's how they move around.
Yeah.
So yeah, I believe in cryptids. I believe there's a ton of stuff out there we just don't know about.
Oh, 100%. Now, something I don't know about. Have you ever heard of Franco TV?
No, I don't think so.
A lot of people say his stuff is fake. I don't know. He seems like a goofball guy, but this is like further on into the video, and this was a very famous, popular one when it was released from all the ghost hunting, all the paranormal caught on camera.
Right.
So no, tell me what you think about this one.
Okay, so what I think is there's somebody actually here visiting, and I think when I came around through the loop area, they might have walked away because I might have freaked them out a little bit. But wait.
He's in the cemetery, by the way.
Okay.
Oh my god. She's right there. That's the lady I saw. It's an old lady.
Spooky.
I mean, yeah, for the fact that it's like the middle of the night, but finding somebody at a cemetery isn't really, especially somebody old. Maybe she's visiting her husband's grave or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
Do you need help?
Like, what gets me on this one is that they always say ghost granny. I'm like...
And the sad truth is, a lot of people, as they age and their cognitive abilities start to decline, like wandering and stuff like that isn't uncommon. You know, she might have just thought, oh, I need to go visit my husband's grave or something, not realizing she's in her pajamas, not caring that it's like 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's it. And the fact he's...
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, the fact that he calls out to her, she just looks at him twice, and he's like, yeah, nope, not doing that.
Yeah, it sounds like he's just disturbing somebody or something.
Yeah. So, when this one, I remember this one came out, everyone was like, spooky ghost grandma caught on... I don't... Obviously, okay, I don't need to put the graphic up on the screen. Real or fake, this is clearly real. This is a real person.
Yeah.
And I really think that he should just left this person alone. Because like you said, maybe she's got dementia, right? Maybe she's Alzheimer's, right? But she clearly is visiting, you know, somebody, a loved one. So
yeah,
I don't think there's anything paranormal about this clip.
No. It might be spooky, the fact that there's somebody hanging around a graveyard at like 3 a.m, but
that's spooky.
this is not paranormal in any way.
No, I agree with you.
Now, if it was something like maybe he heard a noise behind him, and then when he turned back, the woman was like completely gone, like faster than somebody could sprint out of frame.
Yeah.
But if he's just filming her, and like you said, he calls out to her and she kind of looks at him. So, I mean, isn't that just having an encounter with a person?
That's basically what that is. Because like he doesn't go back around. He doesn't pan back around. It's just, nope, not doing this. And he walks away. So, bro, like, why are you disrupting grandma while she's praying?
Yeah,
and,
yeah, exactly.
Having a long time. You know, like...
No, so I agree. It is real, but it's not paranormal in any way. It's just something.
All right, Spoonie.
Oh wow.
You like demon videos?
Yeah.
This is a supposed demon caught on camera. Look how I came equipped with all these videos today.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my wife. She's like, I well, now when I'm at work, sometimes when I got downtime, I'll watch them because our living room is now like out in the open, so it's like if she's working, she can see the screens. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna expose her to those scary videos. But I used to like watch them once a week, right? So I have all these things, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. That's why, like, I think maybe we should do this again. It'll be a lot of fun.
We can talk about how everybody, if you're doing a paranormal anything, you have to do a trip to Bobby Mackey's. It's like a Planet Hollywood for the supernatural now. You know what I mean? Like everybody's gone there. Everybody.
Cool.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I don't know. I don't think I've heard of that place.
You don't know Bobby Mackey's? Maybe
No.
I'm getting the name wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Bobby Mackey's. It's this like, oh, I remember hearing something. I think the guy's like renovating it or something, or tearing it down and rebuilding. It's this
Bobby
like
Mackey's Music
it's
World?
this like bar hotel type thing that's like really haunted, and anybody with a TV show has been there. So Zach Bagans has been there, and like all those types of people, they've all been there. It's almost like a tourist trap for ghost hunters. But you should look into it after the thing, or now even. I don't have any good videos or off the top of my head. But yeah.
Wait, I thought I saw this one on BuzzFeed Unsolved or Ghost Files, maybe. I think I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Okay. I know this place. Maybe we should look into that and talk about it next time. All right, let's take a look at our demon video. Demon.
Part investigation at the haunted 30 East Drive over on the YouTube channel Shadow Hunters UK TV. The demon down the hall. Supernatural investigator Cody Aaron says in his YouTube and TikTok videos that he doesn't believe that ghosts are real, or at least that they aren't the lingering
And that I
spirits
find is kind
of
of believable too. When they're like, I don't
Instead, he
believe in this. I'm a
believes that all
skeptic.
paranormal experiences are actually demonic in nature. Cody says that he has successfully helped troubled families struggling with demonic presences for years.
I'm just gonna go grab a drink.
So
Give
when
me
a
a
family
sec.
member reaches
Yeah,
out
no
to
problem,
Cody
no problem.
about the terrifying activity occurring in their office,
Be back in a few moments, guys. All right, welcome back.
Yeah, there was a little countdown, eh?
Well, I figured if you were gone, I mean, it was going to take some time, so put the countdown back on. All right, let's get back to our demon video.
building.
By the way, I like the title, Top 10 Scary Ghost Videos to Cry Yourself to Sleep. Nuke's always got the clever ones.
I typically don't watch these if I'm trying to go to sleep.
That's usually when I do watch them.
Well, to each their own.
Well, my wife was always like, how do you watch these scary videos and sleep at night? I go, like a baby.
Although I like to watch horror movies before I go to bed. So.
Oh, yeah. There was that one night where I watched, was it Talk to Me, Malum, and was it the Black Phone all in one night?
Wow. I think Malum is probably my favorite of those three.
Malum is really good.
And if you like Malum, it's the same director. Malum is actually kind of like the Hollywood adaptation of his indie film, which is
Yeah.
called Last Shift.
Yeah.
It's the story is like exactly the same.
Yeah.
Just obviously the Malum had a bigger budget. And in some ways, the indie version is actually a little bit creepier.
Oh yeah, I think I have yet to see it, but that's what I've heard.
Some of the stuff with the cult, I feel, is creepier.
Yeah.
But yeah, but all three of those are really good movies.
See the trailer for Black Phone too?
I did, and to me, it looks better than the first one.
It does, yeah.
I love the fact that the tagline for the movie is "Dead is just a word."
Uh-huh.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
The first one was okay. I really didn't like it as much as I thought I was going to.
Okay.
But I love the director. What's that guy's name? Scott Derrick or something?
Yeah, he did the first and only good Sinister movie. Yeah. And he also directed Doctor Strange, the first one.
Yeah. And I think it's called, is it Speak No Evil or something?
Okay.
It's, there's like it's based off the true story of this New York cop. I think he's on all those shows now. He used to be like a New York detective, and he had some kind of experience, and now he's like a ghost hunter type thing.
Oh, cool.
It wasn't very memorable, but it was a decent movie.
Okay.
Yeah, the guy though, he's got a good track record for scary films.
Yeah, so plus he's co-writing and directing this one too, so I'm sure it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. Although I know it was Sam Raimi who did Doctor Strange 2, but I actually really like that one. I think more than the first one.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree.
Oh, did you see Drag Me to Hell?
Yes.
That thing is scary.
That is terrifying and amazing and crazy all rolled into one.
Well, it's like the guy who did Evil Dead, he's directing the Spider-Man movies, and you're thinking, well, that's a weird choice, but it was actually really good. Yeah. And then you hear the guy who directed the Spider-Man movies is directing some possession movie, and you're like, ugh, really? But then you forget, like, no, this guy's roots are in horror.
Yeah. And that's what I think I loved about Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. You clearly see, he put what he did with Spider-Man, and he blended it with his horror roots, and it was really good.
Yeah. No,
right.
Anyways, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was just saying we should get back to this clip because I'm starting to lose track of what was happening.
So, ghost hunter, skeptic, but believes that all ghost things are demonic.
Right. So okay. Right.
So he's investigating an office, basically.
The concerned investigator doesn't hesitate to offer a helping hand, but what he encounters in this office building even takes him by surprise. Cody records as he explores the creepy empty office space at night. What happens next is downright chilling.
Okay, you guys, so this is the door that moves on its own, and that's the chair that moves on its own. And I'm just tired, there's absolutely nothing here this time. I've not seen anything. It's 9:46, and usually everything happens by this time, but nothing's going on. There was way more people than what's usually here today, so I kind of guess maybe that's what it is, and I'm just going to call it.
Amityville Horror, everything happens at 3 a.m.
I'll start again tomorrow maybe, and we'll see what.
The witching hour.
Exactly.
I don't.
It's just a door shut on its own.
Do you remember J Station on YouTube, or do you know who that was?
No.
I'm the only one here
he was this crappy YouTuber from Toronto who ultimately got canceled because he faked his girlfriend's death for views.
Oh, that guy. Okay, yes.
And before that, he used to do all these 3 a.m. challenges, and they were bad. It was clear he was trying to target children. Like, guys, it's so spooky. Oh my God. And then so he faked his girlfriend's death. And then he did a series of videos where like, guys, Alyssa's trying to contact us through the Ouija. Oh my God. Guys, 1 like equals 1 prayer for Alyssa. He actually said that.
Wow.
And then he
Yeah,
was
I remember him being a
exposed,
scum.
and I don't know if he lost his channel, but he lost his career after that. And then the girlfriend came out and said he was abusive, and he pressured into doing that, and she thought it was really creepy and in poor taste. And anyways, that's a distraction. I really just wanted to bring up that the fact that, not too long ago, all these 3 a.m. things, 3 a.m. witching hour challenge, like we talked about earlier in the stream, like, oh, I ordered this Dybbuk box off the dark web, and I'm going to open it at 3 a.m.
See, like, come on.
I don't really get the whole 3 a.m. thing.
No. And I've watched a lot of these spookies at 3 a.m. Nothing's happened.
Yeah.
You know? It's fabrication, I think. Pure fabrication.
On its own.
Pluto TV is a great TV.
So there was that girl behind him, right? When he was
Yeah.
panning around, there was like a girl in the next room.
Yeah.
This is the door that moves on its own, and that's the chair that moves on its own.
What does he mean moves on its own?
And I'm just...
He was there you go. He was advised by the people in the office that the chairs, the doors, that stuff move on its own.
I've not seen anything. It's not.
He's no witching hour. It's 9:46. So this is like okay.
Happens by this time, but nothing's going on. There was way more people than what's usually here today, so I kind of guess maybe that's what it is, and I'm just gonna call it a day. I'll start again tomorrow maybe, and we'll see what.
He didn't close the door. He didn't touch it on his way out.
So I'm the only one here right now, and the door just closed.
Yeah, it's a weighted door. They have these, so they automatically close. At my last job, some of the offices had weighted doors on them, so that people couldn't go in there and use the room unless they were authorized to.
Yeah,
because basically it'll close and lock itself behind you after you open it.
Behind him.
So maybe that's what that was in this case here. Then
appeared in.
So it could just be like a weighted self-closing door.
After reviewing his
the chair's moving, which he didn't actually show us. That I'd be interested in seeing.
Well.
So now he's doing a follow-up.
Okay, so I'm here by myself. All of these green lights means that there's no motion, right? Look in this room. What in the world is that?
So there's something or someone in there.
Yep.
That is insane. I have never seen something like this. This is directly beside me in the next room.
Now he's showing us on live
it disappeared.
footage.
What in the world? Okay.
Like it's a CCTV.
I'm going over.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the quality on those is pretty garbage.
See, and look.
It's enough to see that there was
Here
something
is the
there,
motion
but
detection for me
to be able to
in
like
this
make
room.
an ID.
There I am on the screen. There's no motion detection. Look, it's moving. And there's no motion detection right there. That is nuts. Look at that.
I know that some motion detecting systems, if you move slow enough, you won't set it off.
Yeah, and look, this is the room.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna need Eric's help for this. I'm not gonna do this by myself.
Cody is shocked when suddenly a loud voice yells, "Leave."
He didn't go in far
Could
enough.
it be
Though.
that
That's
the office
thing.
building is haunted by a demonic presence? Or could it all just be an elaborate hoax? You decide. You can check out
Why does it have to be an elaborate hoax? I think it's just a hoax. I don't think they put that much effort into it to make it elaborate.
So, Mr. Ghost Hunter Cody Aaron in the office with the demon girl.
I've seen these weighted self-closing doors before, so that doesn't faze me. He said the chair moves. He didn't really show us that. I would have loved to see the chair move. And again, he tells us he's alone, but we just assume that's true because he's like the point of view. But there could be 30 other people in the next room that we don't know about.
Yeah.
So the fact that in the background of one of the shots, there was a woman and she didn't look like she was dead or a demon. She just looked like a woman, from what I recall. That's not unusual. Maybe there's another coworker in the office, somebody staying late. And, somebody screaming leave. I mean, I don't know.
He's like, that's dumb. But do you think someone was just like fucking around with him? Like, do you think that's what's going on?
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these things, it's like people's friends or coworkers just messing with them because they know they're going to get freaked out and make like TikToks about it or something.
They're like, this guy's a skeptic. He doesn't believe in ghosts, even though he's a paranormal investigator. Let's mess with him.
Yeah, why not?
Because it's easy for somebody to have keys to the building, right? And be like, I'm going to stay behind, and we're going to fuck with this guy.
Yeah.
And him being there like, well, look, there's nothing here. Nothing's happening. And clearly, if he pans and the woman's behind him, she can duck and run as soon as he pans back, right? And then when he's looking at the CC camera and the ghost is just like, she's clearly messing with him.
Well, and did that guy work in that office?
No. He just went to investigate it.
Okay, because I would say all these places, they don't clean themselves. They have a third-party company that comes in and like cleans the carpets and vacuums and does all the windows and everything. So
that's it.
And they have keys to access the facility. Mm-hmm. So it could be maybe just the night shift cleaning crew coming in.
Yeah.
She just mopped the floor. He's walking in. Leave! I mean, I don't know.
No. In the dark, though? Like...
Yeah.
Trying to get my rocks off here. Leave! Like, I don't want to say that all these videos we're watching today are fake, but...
No, but like I said, the stuff, especially like cryptid stuff, I really take a serious look at.
Yeah.
Some of the ghost stuff I really take a serious look at. But like this is like almost like a horror movie jump scare. Like the camera pans around and the thing's right behind him.
It's like, wow.
It's like out of the horror movie director textbook or something. No, and the ones I do like though are the ones like I said earlier, where it's kind of like the people only caught it by going back and rewatching the footage. Like when they're filming it, like EVP for instance. You know, you film the area and then you go back and you listen to see if you picked anything up. Same type of thing. They just film stuff, and when they're watching the footage and they're like, oh crap, what's that? The odds, I don't know. I feel like the odds of you just being in the right place and time to capture a demon in your office, I don't know. It's hard to believe.
No, I get what you're saying. I do.
And the thing that there's some channels where it seems like they're the most cursed people in the world. I don't know the channel name, and I don't want to throw shade on anybody. My wife has in the past watched this channel, and this woman talks about all her paranormal experiences. And at some point, like, because I listen along while I'm reading or doing whatever, and at some point I turn to my wife and I'm like, this is like the most unlucky woman in the history of the earth. Everything bad happens to her. She's constantly being followed by ghosts and demons, and so it's like, I'm sorry, she's making that up because she's probably not that interesting. Like, what's so special about you that you've become the go-to conduit for the paranormal?
Right? All right, you were mentioning before that there's a lot of Appalachian. I never know.
Yeah, I thought it was like Appalachian, but I've heard that people from that region pronounce it Appalachia, or
Oh, okay.
it's not the sh sound. It's more of a ch.
Okay.
Appalachia. Or
let's take a look at an Appalachian ghost sighting caught on camera. I don't know if this is a ghost. I don't know if it's classified as a demon. It's classified as boogeyman. I don't know. Don't know. I'm on the fence. I think it might be real because of how it's done. Just let's take a look and see. Go back to Mind Junkie here. I can get my screen. There we go. All right. So it's clearly considered.
This next creepy video was uploaded by TikTok user Dustin Lee Frazier and was taken at a roadside hotel in the Appalachian Mountains in North America. The mountain range is a popular destination.
Yeah, but this is also a British guy who
but
knows.
It's also well known for the paranormal and haunted hotspots.
Isn't that from The Ring?
It seems like Dustin's hotel is no.
Isn't that Samara coming out of the well?
Who was working the night shift at the hotel decides to Snapchat his friend, but his friend noticed something in the video which didn't look quite right. And when Dustin watched the footage back, he was creeped out by what he saw.
No, because I'm freaking out, guys. So I just Snapchatted my friend, right? And I like walked through, and now the alarm's going off.
Probably left through the fire door. Emergency exit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's an alarm clock.
Yeah.
So I was walking through here, and whenever you get right here, you can see something fucking behind me. And I like watched it, I did like a playback before I sent it to him, right? And I don't have insurance, right? But I don't know, I'm just like, I'm gonna have to do something.
So that part where he was like freaking out and the alarm went off, that's when he found out what happened on camera.
Okay.
Now they're playing back what actually happened.
Yeah, because he said his friend told him, like he sent him the thing, and his friend's like, "What the hell is that?"
Yeah. So that's why I'm like a little bit on the fence, and I'm thinking maybe this could be real, honestly.
I don't know. I just like I feel like I need to go to a doctor, but like I'm constantly just like nauseous, and I don't really know why. Like I have tried
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like take medicine for it and stuff, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like it really does anything. And then whenever I
taking laxatives or
something, laying down and stuff, like.
Dustin says he's working all alone by himself in the hotel bar. So if he is alone, just what is this? Someone or something appears in the darkness behind
Okay, it's got a messed up face. Could be a mask.
Could be a mask.
It doesn't look like a human face though.
No. Now, okay. Okay. I think it's real.
Well, first of all, when they said they're talking about the Appalachian region, I was really hoping they'd go into some of the deep woods and all that type of stuff. I didn't know they'd be going at like a restaurant or something. Was there something behind him? Yeah, I believe there was. Was it paranormal? There's not enough information there, I feel, to make an accurate judgment. Was there any other like evidence or? I mean, the alarm clock went off, but who cares?
Yeah.
You know, maybe somebody meant to set it for AM and it went off at PM or something. Or maybe it was to time something that was in the oven or...
That's true. That's true.
Hard to tell.
But I don't know what it is, man. Like, it's the fact that he's seamlessly walking by and this thing is clearly in the background. And okay, if he would have panned back and it was still there, I'm like, okay, it's somebody, a prop, maybe it's Halloween. They just left the prop there and he didn't realize it because it was a little dark. But the fact that you see him, at the beginning of the video, and he's freaking out, and he's like, there's something in that corner there, and you can clearly see there's nothing in the corner.
And he walked right by it without seeing it.
That's it.
Like,
So-
it's not like that's like that Reagan doll from the other video.
Oh,
this is
yeah.
like, I don't know, a 6-foot tall person.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think this could be a little more on the real side. And if it's not real, and they put it in the background, then kudos for him for creating something that made me think this is realistic,
If it's not a real paranormal thing, then it's a human, and that would probably be creepier in this situation. I'd rather be in a haunted restaurant than in a restaurant with some guy watching me and I don't know that he's there.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh gosh, yeah. You didn't give me you didn't give me proper service before, bro.
Yep. Here's your tip. Stab.
Yeah, that's it. We got a couple of other videos to go today. Still got, what about another 30 minutes to go? We usually like to do a 2-hour-long live stream, so take a look at a video that I saw on Scary Comp the other day. And this one I'm like, fuck, right? It's an abrupt ending, and I don't know if this is a ghost or a cryptid. You use your better judgment, or if it's just all a hoax. But let's take a look and see.
Be the restless spirit of someone who met a tragic end here. Parker clinging to that curtain. Let us know what you think. A man decided to investigate an abandoned building, but what his camera captured in the basement is truly terrifying. Take a look.
They're creepy stairs.
I know, right? Just wait.
Holy shit.
As he made his way downstairs, a dark demonic entity was caught lurking behind the door, and just moments later, it attacked. What happened next remains a chilling mystery. The footage cuts off and the man
Okay,
is
that's
never
not
seen
something
again.
I've seen actually very much of, where the thing actually comes after them. Normally it's just like, oh, there's a thing there, and then the cameraman runs away. I've never seen or haven't often seen these things like engaging with the camera person.
So his explanation too at the end is like, no one knows. Like he lunged after him, no one knows what happened to the guy. He was never seen again. I mean, clearly something happened because the footage was uploaded.
Yeah, somebody found his phone at the very least.
At the very least.
Where did they say that one took place?
It sounded like he was French, so maybe France, somewhere in Europe, definitely. I mean, what are the what's the city that has the catacombs?
Isn't that Paris?
Is it okay? Is that where that is? The catacombs of Paris?
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean?
Again, I'm going back to all these horror movies. There's one from a couple years ago. I think it was As Above, So Below.
Below, yeah. That's the catacombs, that movie, yeah.
Yeah, and then, well, I don't want to spoil it if people haven't seen it. It's a really good movie. These tourists kind of go into the catacombs just to explore, kind of like the city of the dead or whatever, and spooky stuff happens to them.
Yeah. What do you think, Miss? Okay, first things first. Let's ask the question. All right, let me go back to it because I paused it. What do you think this is? This thing here. Are we looking at this right here? Are we looking at a ghost, a demon, cryptid, or even yet a deranged homeless person? Or do you think it's fake?
Well,
Completely faked.
I don't think it's a ghost. I don't know what cryptid it would be. Like maybe like the rake or something like that.
Or a skinwalker, maybe?
Yeah, Yeah, it could be something like that because it doesn't look like a man. It doesn't look human.
No.
But also, I don't believe it to be a ghost. I think it's like a physical entity that exists in that space.
So you think this is real?
I don't know. Unfortunately, I would want to see a lot more footage.
Right.
It seems to cut out right after the thing lunges at him.
Yeah.
Now, I can understand if this is real, your priority is not trying to get things in shot, it's to get the hell out of that basement.
Exactly.
So I'd put this one with a question mark, to be honest with you. Because
his reaction too, the reaction of terror seemed legitimate too.
It's more like I don't think it's fake, but I don't know that it's real. So I'm going to say maybe question mark on this one.
Okay. I agree with you. I agree because even if it's not a creature or an entity or a demonic presence, like you said, right? Maybe it's one of those. Maybe it's just a scary person.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this goes back to creatures, entities, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's more like entities, creatures. So we have here our giants caught on a mountain.
He heard something strange coming from the dark, but as he got closer to it, he sees this. From Switzerland, a village in the Swiss Alps began to hear strange noises coming from the top of a mountain. So one of the locals decides to climb up and check it out.
You see that?
The man captures
what is
like
that?
2 10 to 12 foot tall beings moving in the distance.
Giant beings.
Okay, they're definitely moving.
He then explains he began to feel immense fear, but didn't sense like they were going to harm him.
Okay. That was the end of that. Sorry.
He heard something strange
I'm
coming
gonna
from the
pause
dark.
it because I just cut out too fast. But according to this guy in Switzerland caught these two 10 to 12 feet tall entities on top of a mountain with some whatever that is in the middle of them, and it looks like they're doing a ritual or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think about this, Sweeney?
I think it can be real.
Yeah.
I think they're. I don't know if it's cryptid or some kind of just weird off branch of humanity. I do think there are or were like giants. Yeah, I think they were probably like, maybe 12, 15 feet tall. They're not like 100 feet tall or anything like Jack and the Beanstalk or something. I think there's been evidence of like giants through history. Again, it could just be people that were abnormally large. You know, we've got 7 foot tall people walking around the planet nowadays. Yeah. But yeah, I think there's something to this. I think this could be real.
Angels, maybe?
That I don't know.
You hear in the Bible too that angels are presented as very, very tall. They're like gigantic.
That's true.
Almost.
But then what would they be doing? Because as you said, I think it's some kind of ritual or something.
I agree. I think this is real. I don't know how somebody can fake this. Really don't know how. Because like you said before, there's so much of the world that we have not explored that we don't know. So I agree. This could very well be real, man.
What was that thing? They found it like 100 years ago. It's called like the coelacanth.
Okay.
And it was this weird like dinosaur-looking fish. And they thought this thing was extinct. And then they actually found one 100 years ago, still alive. Like there's one particular shark that swims around off the coast of Greenland. I forget what type of shark. They're estimating this thing to be over 400 years old.
Wow. Okay.
Because it has no predators. humans are the main predator for sharks.
Yeah.
So as if we left it alone, and I don't know how they traced it, but yeah, somehow they're saying it could be as much as between 250 and 400 years old. So they're saying like, yeah, this thing's older than America. It's older than Canada. It's crazy to think. So there's all kinds of stuff out there that just waiting to be uncovered.
Yeah. Okay. Two more I want to take a look at with you today. Two more. Oh no. Three more, and then I want to show you some snippets of some other ghost hunters, and you tell me if they're real or fake. Those we'll do quickly. Just give me a second here. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to set it up to make it easier. Okay. So, we're going to go back to Mind Junkie here with this next video. And I really want you to pay attention to this video.
The YouTube channel In Search of the Tribe. The man behind the channel, Dr. Devin Adams, is a retired anthropologist from the United States. For the past year, he has documented his search for a lost tribe of people who supposedly live around Mount Shasta, California. During his stay at the foot of the mountain, Dr. Adams hears all kinds of eerie noises, including what sounds like human screams. Now bear in mind, Dr. Adams is miles away from any roads or cities. He sets up trail cameras in various locations near to where he's searching, in the hopes that he may capture evidence of the lost tribe he's searching for. When returning to collect his cameras, he finds one of them missing. He manages to find it several yards away from its original location, which confused him a bit. After returning home,
Him too, Mind Junkie. He's got good narration.
trail cams, and after sifting through hours of footage of nothing, on night 7, one of the trail cams captures something which Dr. Adams says is, quote, pretty unsettling imagery and activity. Here's the footage.
Okay.
You ready for this?
What the fuck? Kind of looks like he's headbanging.
Right. Metal Militia, bro. Metal Militia. Come on, ads. Oh. There's your friend Moisty.
I'm skeptical about opera. What's their business model? How do they make money? How can they afford to pay streamers to promote them?
Figure emerges from the darkness and heads right for the trail cam. Whoever or whatever this is then grabs the camera and appears to make off with it. After watching this, quote, pretty unsettling imagery and activity, Dr. Adams says that he is a little nervous about going back down to investigate. And I wonder why. As Justin Lou W8318 says, I don't scare easy, but this is terrifying.
Spooty, your reaction was like, what the fuck was that?
Dr. Devin Adams is praised by his followers for being legit does make this clip even more scary. And still to this day, neither Dr. Adams nor anyone else knows exactly.
So
that's either real or somebody went through like 6 hours of makeup just to punk this guy for like 7 seconds. I mean, we talked about earlier the fact that North America is so big and there's so much stuff we're probably sitting under our own noses that we don't even know about.
Yeah.
The idea of like tribes or cities of people that kind of moved underground and stuff, that's not out of the question. There are thousands of miles of abandoned mine shafts and tunnels across North America. Very easy for a community to set up, or I believe that could happen. Okay. Now, I don't know much about, they said Mount Shasta, it's in California.
Yeah.
I mean, California has those giant redwood forests. There's a lot of kind of wildland there and stuff like that. So, yeah, who knows?
I'm gonna go on the other edge of the sword here, Spoonie, and say that this is fake.
Okay, why are you thinking that?
So let's take a look at this video again, okay? Now, Professor said that he has not, like he was there for 7 days and he had nothing caught on camera, okay? Nothing. And then miraculously, on the 7th day, he caught that footage. He was the only person out there.
Was he only going to be there for 7 days, or was it like, I'm going to be here for a month, and then after 7 days he got out because he saw that
only
thing?
7 days. He was only going there for a week.
So coincidentally, on the very last day, that's when stuff happened.
Look at the build of the professor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, look at his build. Okay. Now look at this thing.
Do you think it's actually the guy?
Look. Look at the build.
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying there.
I think that the professor was so desperate to create some kind of footage of something he caught on camera that, like you said, maybe it wasn't makeup, maybe he bought a mask or something.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, you could be right. Like, there's so much of the world we haven't explored, and there's so much that we don't know with all these tribes.
So while it is possible, you're saying in this particular incident, it's likely just the guy himself.
Yeah.
I see that.
It could be real, but I think it could be fake too, because I think, like I said, maybe he wanted desperately some footage.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, you look at the shoulder build of the professor. Look at the shoulder build of this thing. It's the same damn build.
And even kind of like the shape of his head, sort of thing.
Yes. Guy's got long hair. Guy's got a beard.
Well, that'll fit under a mask.
Right, but I mean that's what I mean. Look at the guy again. Look at him.
Mm-hmm.
And the mask is just so lumpy too, right? So you got all that hair. You've got all that hair.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Right? All that hair inside there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it doesn't look like anybody's holding the camera.
No.
So he probably just set up the tripod, walked around, and then creeped towards it.
Because where is he at this point? Where is he? He just said that he set up the trick camera, and this is what he found.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you not know that somebody was out there?
He's somewhere off camera asleep. That's why you don't see him.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Well, I guess I think the idea is possible. I'm starting to agree that this particular incident is likely this guy trying to get footage on what was otherwise unsuccessful hunt.
Yeah. All right. So before we very quickly take a look at a ghost hunter called Hassan Barbar, because I see that we're already almost at the 2-hour mark, so I don't want to keep people too much longer. Before we take a look at some clips from Hassan Barbar, I do this face because I'm like, this fucking guy. This is one of the first, this is probably the first Nukes Top 5 video I ever saw. Okay. And this ghost video we're about to watch blew my fucking mind. Because I'm like, what did I just watch? All right, you ready for this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sadly watching them from the creek's edge. Oscar claims that there was no little girl there when they filmed the original video.
This is real, I think.
At least, not that they could see.
Okay.
A walk in the woods. This next video was sent in to me by a viewer. He says that the video was recorded by his brother Carlos, who would often film himself on hiking treks through the forest of El Mascal, a rural area of Barcelona, Spain. This video was recorded in 2016. Carlos has not gone on a nighttime hike ever since.
that like a grave or something?
No, man.
Oh shit, okay.
Budweiser presents
Come
another
on.
legal excuse from a bud who bailed on hockey.
I apologize
I'm
for
already
this.
in my bathrobe, said Brian.
We're supporting the
Brian,
original
boys
channels.
make time for hockey, not
Exactly.
excuses. Submitted by Colin T.
Thanks.
So he went to hide in that thing? That little cave?
Yeah.
Oh, it goes deeper? Yeah, I wouldn't go in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think? Is this a paranormal encounter or a ghost caught on camera? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Runner. A man
I feel like that. I think that was a person. I think there was something physically there.
Yeah.
Like I think it's just a person. Now, why there's somebody hanging around in some random cave in the woods in Spain at night, that's kind of weird. And that's its own conversation on creepiness. But I don't know, like, yes, the quality is bad and you can't tell, but her hair looks pretty good. Like, if she were some wild woman living in the woods or in a cave, her hair would be all like tangled and knotted and
Yeah.
Like, again, the quality's bad, but it looks like her hair's pretty nice. So I'm gonna say she probably doesn't live in the cave.
But he's like, she got herself all made up just for the video.
Yeah, she got her hair blown out.
Was there another one?
But the fact that that's just a little opening and then it appears to go deeper. Yeah, no, that's enough for me. I'm okay to just stay at the entrance. I don't need to know what else is in there.
But he's like, I don't need to see more. We're good. Like, thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And I mean, they said this is Spain. I don't know what kind of wildlife Spain has, where they have like wolves or mountain lions, or I assume something like that lives in there, or a bear, or
yeah.
That's the best case situation. Is there some kind of predatory animal that lives in there?
And yeah, like I said, the first time I watched this, and the reason why I'm like, because a lot of them say, oh, this was posted on Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. He's there like, this is a person who sent me this clip. And that's where I'm like, okay, like, could this be legitimate?
Yeah, if it's posted especially to Facebook, I'm really kind of, because I think a lot of people post stuff on Facebook because there's a lot of gullible people who use the platform.
Yes.
So it's an easy way to get a lot of attention. I think Facebook audiences aren't necessarily as discerning as like a YouTube audience.
No, exactly.
Like, I don't think they think too closely about their watching. And I'm not trying to generalize on people. I just, if you're messing around on Facebook of all places for a couple hours, you're probably just like passively consuming everything you see.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, could be fake, could be real, right? But chances are, like you said, it's probably fake. But it was still pretty compelling enough for me.
The cave itself, like I said, that it looked like it was just some kind of like little nook in the side of the wall or the rock or whatever. But yeah, it looks like it goes deeper. Like I said, I'm okay to just stay at the entrance. I don't need to know what's in there.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, pulling this from Nuke's Top 5 again, because this is where I found out about Hassan Barbar. I can't tell you if I think this guy's stuff is real or fake. There's a lot of people online who are like, this guy's stuff is complete fake bullshit.
Okay.
But I'll show you this one clip from Nuke's Top 5. Then I'm going to show you some like little shorter clips from his YouTube channel. If you want to laugh, go ahead and laugh, because I think that's probably what the best bet is here. But yeah, let's do this. Our last clips for the day are coming from Hassan Barbar.
Spirit of a witch or female jinn. Now this one is different from many of the videos that I've featured in that both explorers have their cameras running, so we get two views of what's happening.
Remember
the
that.
Ghost Hunters are broadcasting each of their feeds live simultaneously on Facebook and Snapchat.
Okay.
So, not long into the investigation, Hassan notices something strange at the end of a hallway.
I always find that these guys, their videos are scary, honestly. But
some dark figure seems to be peering at Hassan from around a doorway. But when he runs to investigate, there's nothing there. But when his friend Ahmad turns his camera toward the same doorway that Hassan has just passed through, things get truly bizarre.
حياة الله في حدا سبحان الله العظيم كان في شيء شو هاد؟
The black figure is caught on camera again, but this time it seems to be turned and watching Hassan right behind his back. Ahmad charges toward the figure.
يي بسم الله حسن حسن انت اللي واقف هون؟
What?
انت اللي بصور كيف انت؟ كيف؟ بس فهمني اياها كيف انت؟ هاي بصور يا بني ادم في واحد كان اسود بسود هون واقف شو مالك؟
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. The gin.
كان في حدا اسود بسود
Yeah.
والله انا كنت جوا هسه طلعت لما رديت عليك قعدت انادي عليك
Well, I was friends like, did you do something, man? Like,
كان
you
واحد
put tricks
اسود
on
واقف
me?
هون محل حسن
I've seen this
The
guy's
mysterious
videos
dark
before. I
shape
just didn't
disappears
recognize the
again,
name.
and Ahmad seems
It
a
seems
bit
like he's always
angry,
in some
as
kind
if
of
he might
abandoned
think that his fellow
school
explorer
or
Hassan is pulling a prank
something.
on him.
انا والله العظيم كان في حدا اسود بسود
He always seems to capture some kind of evidence.
يا اخوان
You
المتابعين
know what I
معي
mean?
بربكم ما في كان واحد اسود واقف هون محل حسن.
As they continue to explore, the strange black mass seems to be following them.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق بسم الله الرحمن ايش في؟ بسم الله شو في؟ دقيقة
Other than each other.
Now they believe this dark shape might be the witch or female jinn who haunts the house. However, they just can't seem to catch up with the figure. But maybe they don't really want to.
اخواني واحد بلاحظ ايش وراي بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق.
You did see that, right?
Yeah, it was right behind him.
بسم الله شو في احمد
Hassan notices in his camera feed that someone or something seems to be following right behind him. and he doesn't want any part of it. He gets out of there as quickly as he can, seemingly
That's
on
a
the
good way to
verge
put
of
it.
tears.
Yeah.
The two explorers end their investigation shortly after this encounter. So, did Jordanian ghost hunters Hassan Barbar and Ahmad Salih catch a witch or a jinn on camera? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide.
So yeah.
What are
That's
your
that.
thoughts on that?
I don't know, man. That's the thing. Like, I don't know.
I liked the fact that it was two guys at the same time. So it's
Yes.
very, I feel like it's very clear that this was all happening at the same time. To have them film two different things and try to coordinate and stage it so they were both there.
Mhm.
I believe there was a shape there. Now, whether that's a djinn or a person, or I don't know much about the sort of cultural history.
Yeah.
Maybe there's other urban legends or folklore or something like that. But yeah, I think there was something there with them. It's my understanding that that's kind of what like djinn look like.
Yeah.
They're kind of like mysterious, especially like women dressed in all black and stuff like that. I like their channel. I feel like there is a degree of like authenticity to it, just because, first of all, they're actually using modern cameras.
Yes.
There's actually like you can actually see stuff. They're not filming it with a rock. So that helps. Like I said, the fact that there were two guys there filming live at the same time, that really helps. So then the question is just whether we think it's a human being that was there or something else.
Right. And it's the thing of like when you watch some of his videos, okay, like this here. Let me just show you this quickly, all right? I'll show you maybe one or two clips and then we'll call it a day.
Yeah.
Why is it playing? It's not supposed to be playing. There you go. So when we get to something like this, then I'm like, is this real? Like, what is this that he's capturing right now, you know? Like, is this a djinn or is this... Because all his videos claims that he's capturing paranormal activity on camera, you know?
It doesn't help that we can't understand what they're saying to each other. And that for some reason, they're not giving us any captions on this one.
Yeah, they don't. So it's stuff like that where I'm like, okay, but then you get to like he's got this right here.
Isn't that the thing that appeared behind that guy in the restaurant?
It looks what it looks like. Look, look.
It looks like the thing from that other clip.
Yeah. This is what I mean when I say there's got to be that video we looked at from Nuke's Top 5. That could very well be 100% real. But this just looks like malarkey to me. You know what I mean? Like he's trying to make content just to make content, you know? It gets even worse when we go down. Like, look at some of the thumbnails on these things. Like, where's the one I saw? Hang on a second. Because he clearly, like, all of his thumbnails are like, oh, look, it's a djinn, man. It's a djinn.
Mm-hmm. Except for that one with the good boy dog there. Right there.
Good old doggo right there. I literally tried to find the one I saw the other day. Oh, there's a good boy, man. Yo, where the fuck is it, though? You clearly see... Oh, I'm at newest. I gotta go to oldest. My bad. That's my bad. There we go. Bear with me, guys. Because Mr. Hassan Barbar is always capturing some sort of entity on camera, you know. And he's still regularly uploading, which is cool, at least, you know.
Well, as we kind of pointed out, there's parts of the world where the culture is more open to the idea of spirits or either positive or malevolent entities and stuff like that.
Yep. Okay, this right here.
Avec Chatter sans fil et ses forfaits prépayés à partir de seulement 19 $ par mois, vous profitez au max.
Yeah, we're gonna profit from things.
téléphone. Il n'y a ni engagement, ni enquête de crédit, ni dépassement de données. Rendez-vous dans un
Like, we
magasin
could do a
Chatter
whole
ou sur
entire debate on
chattermobile.com.
Hassan Barbar videos.
Tide OxyMax Power Pods one-ups the cleaning power of liquid.
Can it one up whatever they're doing?
For sure.
Hey, any kids that might be
One up
watching
the power
this
of
stream,
liquid,
don't
one
eat
up the
these.
toughest
Okay,
stains.
don't
Any
eat
further
them.
questions?
Not candy.
One up the power of liquid with Tide OxyMax Power Pods.
هلا والله تحياتي للجميع وكل حب والاحترام. طبعا اخوان ان شاء الله رب العالمين اليوم رجعتنا على.
So he's setting up. I to what I'm understanding, he's saying there's a djinn in there. Did I heard him say djinn?
Okay.
السلام عليكم. انت هون صح؟ مالك زي الحزين هيك قاعد.
Does this look real to you?
هذيك مرة ليش هجمت علي؟
Is it moving? Oh, it's just it looks like somebody just painted their face black or
بسم
something.
الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Not even doing anything. Not reacting.
طب احكي معي حرك ثمك.
What do you want? Maybe it's a homeless person. They're just moving their eyes.
Yeah.
Maybe it's an electronic.
Why is this guy sticking a camera in my face? I'm just trying to chill in a cave.
طب هذيك المرة ليش؟
I mean, I'm not really well versed in jinns. I'll tell you something right now. Like, that to me just looks like a faked video. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. And then there's this. There's one more. I think I scrolled by and I saw it. Where was the thing with the cross? There was one more. I don't seem to be able to find it. Like all of them, they seem to like come up to these like little, these kind of creatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Popular, maybe. Yeah, a lot of popular videos. I'll tell you that right now. Okay. Yeah, there you go. But he does all of his streams on Snapchat too. That's the other thing. And he always here we go. Like this is not the one I was looking for, but here is the last one. We'll take a look at. So that one we can clearly tell was a fake. That last one, or that too. The one from Nuke, I agree with this, that was real. I was going to a cave.
وينك؟ طب انت وين؟ يا ساحرة الجبل.
Very low. Crouched down to become there.
Okay, chips. هون كان في إشي هون يا إخوان. الله يرزقهم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أكياس هاي. أكياس هاي. طب وين رحتي؟
Like you said, it would be nice to understand what he's saying, obviously.
طب اسمعي.
What is this? Some kind of like burial site?
I don't know.
أنا جاي. أنا.
That's supposed to be a witch?
I don't know if it's a witch or if it's a djinn. A witch djinn?
It looks like it's got some
أبعد
kind of
من هون.
staff.
Yeah, and it's like he's shouting at him.
طب شو اسمك انت؟
I feel like a lot of his things, it's like
لك هيدي الساحر
black
ضعيف.
cloak on somebody and we'll call it a djinn, you know?
طب شو هاي اللي
That's
بإيدك؟
why I wish I knew what they were saying.
يما عينها يا اخوان شايفين
Oh,
عينها
that
كيف؟
looks like some kind of goat skull or something.
شايفين؟
I mean, oh. That just says.
طب انت كيف تختفي؟
What does it say here? Here's the number of lovers of the.
دقيقة يا اخوان. طب اسمع أنا بدي أروح من هون. طيب.
Like I'm trying to see if there's any context, man.
كيف بدك تأذيني؟
So this person saying pray for Muhammad, his family. So maybe this.
بعرف إنك أنت ساحرة. طب في مجال أشوف وجهك؟ تعالي.
I don't know. I think he's trying to say that that's a witch that put some kind of spell on him. So when he's got compelling videos, they're compelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when he's just trying to fill up content, it kind of looks, like it's just that he's just trying to make some content.
Which I'm sure he could do without having to, like, always discover something.
Yeah.
Again, it's like, is this the unluckiest guy in the world? Everywhere he goes, there's something jumping out at him.
Right? We didn't even touch on Outdoor Zhao Long, that Asian guy, man. Him too. He's like the lucky guy.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
We could watch more, but I think this stream would go on for like almost 3 hours if we did that. So.
Yeah. Well,
all right. Well,
for next time, right?
Yeah, exactly. We already hit that 2 hours and 15-minute mark about.
Oh wow.
Yeah. All right. Well, we will be back in, I guess, 3 weeks or so, a month.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about. I think next time we're gonna talk about Superman and Fantastic Four, since those are coming out in July. So.
I've heard some good stuff about Fantastic Four, or at least I think is good.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything so far about Superman, but I keep saying I'm not a Superman fan. But if you're a fan of Superman, like it doesn't bother me.
It's a Superman movie, but it definitely is the start of this James Gunn era universe. Yeah. We've already seen in the trailer there's a Green Lantern in the movie, which I know they've been avoiding Green Lantern since that Ryan Reynolds movie. And they're not going to touch Flash for a while because of Ezra Miller. But I was looking at the cast list for Superman, and I noticed one of the women in the show becomes a member of the Authority, which is kind of like the Dark Justice League, where they'll actually solve problems. There's a big storyline called Coup d'etat, where the Authority basically took over the planet. They said, you guys keep fighting with each other. You're just ruining life for people everywhere. We're going to show you a better way. So there's a character on that team called the Engineer, and it was this woman, and she was bonded to this experimental nano metal or something. So anyway, she's like part machine, and I see that her character is listed in the Superman movie. Cool. So already in that movie, they're laying groundwork for one of the movies that comes out like next year.
I saw that Metamorpho was also in the movie too, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah. No, I think that they're trying to tell like just a generic, not generic, but thank God they're not doing the Superman origin. People are like, how many times do we need Superman origin story, Wonder Woman origin, Batman origin, Spider-Man origin? People know who these characters are. Just jump right into Spider-Man. Everybody knows Uncle Ben died. Great power, great responsibility.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, anyways, I think that's what they're doing with Superman. They're like, look, you know who he is. The character's been around for almost 90 years. Okay, let's just get into the action.
Well, that's which I appreciate at this point, because even the Batman, it didn't take too much time to go into the backstory of Bruce Wayne. It was kind of like, here's the murder mystery, let's get to it, you know?
Yeah. Did you see the Penguin?
No, not yet. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, same. I
heard
don't
a
know
lot
if
of good things, though.
I don't know if it's like a follow-up to the movie or maybe kind of a prequel showing how he got to.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
That was an incredible role, though, man. I could barely tell that was Colin Farrell.
Yeah, I agree.
The only time, sometimes around the eyes, I kind of recognized him, but
Mhm.
otherwise, like that's a really good performance.
Yeah, no, I was. I think I preferred it better than Danny DeVito from Batman Returns.
Of course,
You know?
but
I
different,
really just had
different
the
tone. Different tone, though. Apparently, I saw for, I don't know, is it Vanity Fair? They do this thing, Actors on Actors, where they get actors to interview each other, and they just put one out like within the last week, where it's Colin Farrell interviewing Danny DeVito.
Oh, cool!
So two guys who have played the Penguin in the movies, interviewing each other about their careers, and I haven't watched it, but could be interesting.
Yeah. Well, I got my Check Swing comic book haul coming out next week, but I'll just give a little spoiler. I told you about this. I went all in, man. I got the Batman Hush 2 books. So far, there's only 3 out, so.
I'm really curious as to the story, but I'll wait for the collection.
Fair enough. But I mean, hopefully the ending is better than like Hush 2. Hush is one of my favorite Batman stories, if not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Up until the ending, though. The ending was kind of like, I kind of feel like they dropped the ball with that ending. And the movie was even worse.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that one.
All right, well, we can talk more about Batman next time around because we're going to talk Superman and Fantastic Four next month. We still got to watch Buckaroo Banzai, by the way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So maybe we could check that out
some point. It's on the, what do they call it, the back burner.
That's it. I started watching it, but I was so tired, and I was like, I don't understand what's going on. So I got to rewatch the movie.
Yeah, I think you really kind of need to be somewhat alert for that movie.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right, I got to go to the store. Just get some stuff. Got to go run some errands. Guys, go get out of here for the day. Go outside. Go play. What was it you said last time, Spoonie? Go touch grass.
Yeah.
Right. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Spoonie's channel.
Yeah.
The brothers are going to be back next month.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Thank you for spending your Saturday with us if you did, and thank you for watching the live stream if you do after. Appreciate you guys all. Anything you want to add, Spoonie?
No, just make sure you guys tune in for the next one.
Exactly. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.